for all of your thoughts. Obviously, the other part of the crew is Nomad, our intrepid sideline reporter. We're going over to him now.
Hello, yes, thank you very much. I'm here with Mag, and we're going to have a little bit of talk about that draft. So, firstly, the last pick, Slark. What are your thoughts about this? What's the reasoning behind the Slark pick?
And it just, like this game, very rare game, when my carry and whole team was saying like it's such a good Slark game. And yeah, it was like very confident pick, which of course you can see that we didn't play it much with this hero. I mean, I'm not even sure when we played last time, but yeah, we pick it. So yeah, let's see. I hope it's gonna bring us a win on the first map.
Hope so. Well, we'll see how that one goes for you. A little bit kind of unsure. So finally, this is a team which you've played a lot recently. You played 10 series within 2 months. So is this kind of the draft's expecting? Did they go how you expected? Yeah, I think they a bit surprised us still with Bristol back first pick. We know that they played a lot on carry position. Just first pick of this hero is still a bit unexpected, but yeah, I think these opponents, we know each other very well. We lost last time on on BB qualifiers, and yeah, this is our time to take some revenge. And yeah, I think this opponents again, it's like very confident. We got because we didn't need to spend much time to prepare. We already know each other well. Yeah, it was a kind of a rush coming into this tournament for a lot of teams, but hopefully you do well, and hopefully we have a great game. And I do know we've got some great casters coming into this one. Send over to ODM Fogged.
Thank you very much, Nomad. Yes, ready to get into the action here of Game 1 of this best of 3 between AVULUS and MOUZ and DJ. Two teams that know each other very well because of all these games they've been playing in all these different qualifiers as of late, Fogged. We've come into this one, though, and it was something new. Mag said it was a bit new for him, seeing them do the Bristleback as the first pick in particular. And for themselves, they kind of go with this Slark, which didn't sound like they had a lot of practice with in this stack, in this team.
But if if everyone's calling for it, right, that's when you raise priority of heroes, even if you don't really like it so much or it might not fit your kind of idea. If they're asking for it, you got to give it to them. And you can definitely see reasons of why he could have wanted it. Yeah, building up the stacks versus Bristol, these tanky heroes, it's always been a thing. The leash versus the Storm and Darkseer to hold them in place can have its relevance. So just unsure how good this hero really is at the moment.
Yeah, because we see what we're smiling like. He's the Grandmaster tier on the Slark. So
if he asks for it, you give it to him.
That's the thing, right? But at the same time, I feel like when you do add these players that have this much, this incredible amount of quantity of games on a hero, sometimes that sort of mindset, maybe it's from, playing all these pub games and then it doesn't necessarily transfer always into the pro environment. So that's what's going to be exciting to see if this Slark pick does work.
Yeah, I mean, it's always like we always say, it's on paper. That's the important thing. On paper, it should work, but that's not how Dota is. Lacoste's favorite saying, we don't play Dota on paper, we play it on computers, so. Let's see how these lanes do go, because I think they already mentioned it ad nauseum. There's no real disables coming out on the side of MOUZ. It's extremely lackluster in force.
It's close. He's not going to quite be able to get it, and indeed, Seneko. He's going to get chased down, he's going to go for the TP, and then he'll be perfectly fine. TP's back over towards the tier 1 to stay in the lane.
Cool. But yeah, not really many stunts, right? It's a vortex and a vacuum. It's pretty much nothing. So overall, they're just looking to team fight, I would say, because their catch on the side lanes and stuff is going to be a bit lackluster later on. So it's interesting to see this approach. And going for the Darkseer, one that we don't see picked up too much, I think it's because they wanted this aura, this massive aura monstrosity that can enable the Darkseer, or the Bristleback, because he is playing into so many counters, right? He's playing into this instant stun, hex, etc. That's going to be annoying. The break, the percentage damage of Phoenix, percentage damage of Underlord. So I think they were trying to find a way to help own it toward the later stages of the game with these auras.
Yeah, I mean, kind of looking at both sides, I feel that I think the panel sort of talked about it, when it comes to a specific hero that has the potential to pop off the most, it's kind of for MOUZ, what's the Storm, and then for AVULUS, if indeed this is going to work out to be a good Slark game, it would be the Slark from Smiling Knight. So I guess the question is, when you look at the two drafts and what both are up against, do you have more trust in the Slark popping off and carrying everything, or you have more trust in MOUZ's Storm popping off?
I mean, probably the Storm, sadly. Yeah. But I would say that a little bit liking the AVULUS draft a bit more, but
Okay.
it's hard to tell because it's going to be up to these big team fights and everything. And the one thing I really do like is the multiple synergy coddle. I think this is actually super awesome, and I think Recall can catch people completely off guard. This ability, in my opinion, it's not broken, but it has some crazy hidden potential because you can teleport yourself with the Recall. You can teleport, you can bring a hero as well. It's popping the chakras and everything once you've got the shard. So. Or sorry, when you get the shard, you just get the double recall anyway. But yeah, you're giving chakras, you're constantly moving the heroes around the map, and they have great heroes for that. The Storm, in particular, the Bristle inside of these fights. The Coddle can do some cool stuff.
Yeah. And definitely sort of respect, right, to MOUZ for going with the first pick Bristle, having all these sort of heroes being picked against it, and not changing the plan when it came to where they were going to put the Bristle, right? They still have it in this position of priority because they're that confident in their ability with it. This
lane in particular, and we've just been chatting for a bit, but this one in particular, this is going to be the kind of problem also. It's like we talk about how the Storm maybe is the one that can pop off. And if they are able to win, there's a lot he has to worry about. It's the Lion instant catch, the Pit. The lane in particular versus Viper is absolutely miserable. It's one of the worst ones for Storm, so that's the one thing where I'm like, yeah, we're talking about the Storm. Maybe potentially he's the one that can carry. He is playing into a pretty horrible game as Storm. So we'll have to see how it all does play out after the lanes. So right now, he is the one, of course, massively suffering, but the Underlord is suffering on the other front.
Now, which of these lineups would you consider being able to ramp up the pressure faster? Because obviously we had a slow 5 minutes yet to get first blood, but when the group up starts to begin and early objectives start to get gone for, who's going to be likely to do that a little bit sooner than their opponent?
I think they can actually both match tempo a bit. It's just the Storm is going to be a little bit behind, but he's going to be enabled more because of the Coddle and everything, so I think they can both match speed. Because the auras are going to come out similar. Underlord's going to build a Fiend's Gate to fights, but if they have numbers on the side of MOUZ, they should be able to fight it, so. Supreme will get some stacks going too, so he should be able to catch back up on the Storm. And he didn't die, so important thing always we do point out when they're playing these hard matchups. Do they have stacks to recover? Yes. And he didn't die. Sure, one of them was blocked, as we see there, the Ancients, for pretty much the entire duration, but he's just looking to stack this hard camp for the moment. We'll get blocked though. Seneko coming in.
Yeah, also able to make sure they get control of the first power in on the side of AVULUS.
Yeah, it's cool, smart little moves from AVULUS, right? Like, they know Stormstormer's crushing mid. They're preventing the stacking, and they're trying to prevent the stacks at least, and trying to invade versus the Storm to not allow him to catch back up. So they're trying to put a lot of emphasis onto this mid right now.
Snake as well, trying to, he tried to sort of contest the D-ward that no one was going for, but wasn't quite able to stop him from getting the D-ward on the cliff one.
A lot of attention put onto mid, though. So that means these other lanes are going to have a much better time. In particular, he's already free farming, and so is Force. So it's an interesting choice that they're putting this much attention.
He steps up quite far here, and that is going to mean first blood gets handed very easily to Supreme there. Bit out of position.
That was a bit interesting that they kept the two supports there this long.
Yeah, they've been there for pretty much a full minute, right?
Over
they were there,
a full minute.
Rune, and coming up to 7 minutes, they were still there. So
I like the initial move of them going to like block, but then sticking around. It's you just kind of give opportunity.
That definitely seems like one of those moments where Storm was on his Viper. He's like, bro,
I just leave me alone. What did you do? What have you done? I was destroying this guy.
Come to my lane. Bottom lane, AVULUS. Seneko back in action. He's able to avenge it. Get a bit of a response there to the mess up in the mid. Sets up for a kill for Smiling Knight to get involved in.
Supreme's like pretty much completely caught up. He's like 200 behind the Viper now.
Don't come in again, I'm fine. He's going to go top Storm with the rotation here.
He's got the break. Should be more than enough.
Very, very dead indeed. I guess, Pit was already, could you not have tried for an instant TP, or was the damage going to come in too fast?
Maybe could have tried, but it's a risk, right? Like, if you die, then you have no TP out. You don't know if there's like someone else can come in.
Yeah, it would have been close.
It would have been close.
It would have been close. He might have been able to get away with instant TP, but indeed, accepts his fate.
I like that rotation, though. Stormer, I like that he can be active this game. Not to the Darkseer lane, but to the Bristleback lane almost every time.
Yep.
Can always net himself a kill. We'll get a regen, deny that one as well, away from Supreme. Yeah, that break, they're gonna have to find a solution for it. I heard Panel talking about some kind of funny things I think we saw the other day, like a Manta to dodge the Viper Strike and stuff like that. I don't know if we'll see that from Olnit. I think he goes more standard S and Y from what I've seen from him with the Aghanims. But we'll see if he does divert for anything else crazy, just to address the breaks. And bottom, Force is showing again. 3 heroes are here. Force could be in trouble.
I think so. They've got the pounce to set things up, buying time for Eki to close in with the follow-up control. There's no escape for this Darkseer. There's another kill is found.
Sorry, Slark.
He's not getting... Yeah,
I don't know why he's not getting them.
I was just checking that as well.
I literally was checking. I was like, wait,
Right,
did
he's
they
not
remove
getting the
this?
stacks.
Did they remove this? I was looking. I'm like, wait, what the hell? Wait, what just happened? Why didn't he get them?
He didn't get it on either of them.
What?
It says to permanently steal, you don't have to get the killing blow.
No, I was super confused. I was literally, my brain stopped working for a second.
But well,
What?
Maybe he was just outside the range, because the range is very tiny.
Dude, he was attacking him.
You do have to like literally be.
Can we
on
get a
top of
replay?
them. Yeah, can we get a replay?
Stormstormer dies mid. Good rotation. I mean, these two now, they're making the nice double rotations, not giving up that kill. Should be able to finish this tower, and they might actually get another kill. Yep.
I tell you, this would be the ultimate Chad move, as the kids say. If the Slark wins the game and the stacks don't work, you know, the permanent
Narman
stacks.
doing a recall. Could make a play down here. I'm gonna keep track. I don't know what the.
I mean, the
I was like,
radius is very tiny.
Yeah,
like you have
sure.
to be on top of them.
I mean, I don't know, but 300 is not that tiny.
Because even if you like hit them and then you step back a little bit, I don't know, it's pretty
I
tiny.
mean, maybe I'm blind.
It's
I don't
pretty
know.
tiny.
I mean, both of us went through the same exact thing. I was
No,
sitting there
we
in my.
didn't. We kind of
I'm sitting there
hold
like,
up.
what is happening? I'm
We
like, huh? I look at the observer also. He's like mousing over. He's like, what?
We'll see. We got a replay.
Okay, let's see.
We got a replay.
Did something dispel it or something? I don't know.
No. It's just.
I know. I'm just.
I think he stepped back.
I mean, maybe it was 301 range.
It might have been 301.
It looked actually kind of close.
301.
All right, whatever.
We'll find out.
That was weird.
Definitely, unless the game goes horribly wrong for them now. I mean, at the moment it's going pretty good, 5-1 and 2K lead. So very likely that we're going to see Smiling like get himself in situations where he's going to kill people.
Yeah.
We'll see if
We'll
those
keep tabs
stacks add up. Also, keep a track on the numbers, because it sometimes could be like a UI issue, and he actually is getting the benefit. So you do
yeah, let me just do the math
Do
of his
the math to
agi
see
gain and
the
his
agi
base starting.
gain.
Shut the hell up, Owen. Force.
Yeah, he's very
still down.
He got the. He was just outside.
He was
range.
out of range.
I'll tell
Okay,
you,
we're good.
It
We're
was
good.
actually 301 radius.
It looked like he was right on him,
I'm
though.
telling you, it's a tiny. You have to be on top of them.
Fair enough. You are the Slark master.
Yeah.
Top. They're actually making a quick move.
It should not be that small of a radius. Anyway, back in action.
This is smart. They have the defusal. He's got Shadow Dance. Should be able to make his way out of this. This is a very early defusal and very strong versus both the Bristle and Storm. So far, AVULUS liking the way that they're playing, and they have tons of answers.
They're
as they've
playing
said.
really fast.
They have so many
taking
counter
these
picks.
towers. I guess at this stage, MOUZ, like, who do you turn up with to try and hold these objectives?
It's Coddle and Darkseer, pretty much. You don't really want to bring your, I don't know, bringing your Storm. You can probably go for ganks. It's still not the easiest of things. Stormer.
I mean, he gets the tower. You know, job done. Mission complete.
He got
attracts
blasted.
the attention of 4 people. Yeah.
All right.
You know, he'll take that. Space created by the Viper.
I can't believe he finishes off the tower. Nobody denies it in front of him. All right. Stacks being made. On the, how close is he? 2 components. But let's see how they match this counter picks. Really, it is what it is with the AVULUS getting this many to be able to gank and control. So for MOUZ, it's the only way they can make aggressive moves is if it feels like if his Storm is there. He can be there in most situations because of the recall, but it does feel like it's very limited for them to make moves early. Besides just like 4-man or 5-man team fights, unless they have the Storm there every time, because they just have no stuns. So it's tough to make these extra little plays. And I'm seeing double Mage Slayers being queued up on the cores of AVULUS, and I'm probably going to see a lot of auras as well, of course, from that Underlord, so Pipe, Mech, Greaves, etc. Crimson. So it's going to be a lot of damage negation versus the Coddle, the Storm. Well, the Darkseer's, I mean, his Pipe will come out at not at the same time by any means, but at least he'll have that, but it's not going to block as much.
I said this is a pretty terrifying smoke. Whoever they find is absolutely dead.
Oh, yeah. They want Supreme. Does he
They
break
do.
out
That
of
would
it?
be the big catch, and they're going to get it.
He's going down.
Very, very dead.
Don't even use the finger. Eki saving it for the bigger target. They knew that was a free kill. He's having a good game now on Eki. He is, what, 1,400 towards the blink.
He's going very well. This is a beautiful start from AVULUS. 13 minutes, 3k gold lead. They're taking these towers. Meanwhile, MOUZ, they themselves have not quite been able to pull together any sort of pressure.
No.
Haven't been able to take any objectives.
Concerns for MOUZ, really.
It's a slow start.
Yeah, slow start, and their lineup is pretty much, it's all about like team fighting. And if you start falling behind pretty fast versus this type of lineup, it's going to be hard to kill some of these heroes. You know, Viper's durable, Slark has ways to protect his allies, same thing for Underlord, so see if they can try to outnumber them and maneuver a little bit better around the map in these next few moments. AVULUS is just getting, feels like everything they want. Zipe down here, got Eki.
Oh, nice try. Yeah, couldn't quite get the range in for that, but turning up and defending their towers, indeed continuing to make that bit more difficult for MOUZ to be able to claim any early objectives this game.
Hard for them to commit onto something like Zipe. They're just tanky. The 3 cores are very, very durable on the side of AVULUS right now. And they're just going to get down. The Mage Slayers are pretty much done on both of them, I believe. Stormstormer also has Dragon Lance, so getting even tankier, getting even stronger. Chet defending these towers looks good, and Slark overall can just play inside the enemy jungle, kind of steal camps, steal some farm while they make these aggressive moves with the other heroes.
Yeah, so far so
beautiful.
good here for the Slark, for Smiling Knight.
Their only real mistake so far in AVULUS was just, I mean, honestly, Seneko, that one play, the first blood. Everything else has been crisp.
Well, they try and jump Eki, but he's quick with the Hex.
He's got backup
chasing
coming.
him down, but indeed backup is here. And now MOUZ, they have to bail out of this. The stun's going to come out in response over towards the Storm. They've got the setup, they've got the finger.
It's too much control.
Supreme's gone.
And they just have so many layers of CC for the Storm.
And that's Eki's Blink Dagger done.
Yeah, it's one of the earlier ones I think we've seen. We don't even see these really picked up online. If not, I mean, we don't even see Lion picked up too much. He's got it so early.
I mean, that's got to feel really rough for MOUZ, right? You've, as a team, tried to go for some sort of move out of a 15-minute game that you haven't really been able to do much together, and it just goes horribly wrong. The Storm, you know, Supreme has to kind of overextend, really chase the Lion, and you don't get anything. You end up losing your Storm. So I mean, they try to fight
but he's so strong.
He is just a little bit too strong. Maybe with Supreme coming in, they can stand a chance. And bringing Stormstormer down low, but the ult's back up. He's able to turn with the break, and he's able to walk out alive.
Does Supreme want to commit to try for it? He doesn't.
I mean, they can go for more in the cleanup here. Smiling Light cleaning up the back lines, takes out a double as he brings down Force. This game, folks, it's getting pretty messy.
Oh yeah, total disaster. They aren't able to make any moves, and honestly, I haven't seen Bangan at all this game. I haven't seen the Ench trying to make any rotations with the creep to try to help things out. Just they're getting completely smashed.
Yeah, this is rough.
They're getting outmaneuvered, outganked, and it's just easier, a lot easier for AVULUS because they have stuns, Owen, a lot of them. And for poor MOUZ, it's literally just the Storm Spirit, and Supreme keeps getting put in a position that he can just die.
See what he wants to do here. He's going to settle for Bangan. Turns, gets the stun set up. Smiling Light comes in with the damage. And at this point, you know the game's rough. I feel like we've seen so many games across this patch, kind of the previous one, where Enchantress just doesn't die. This game, Enchantress does die.
It's incredibly fragile, yeah. And now it's nighttime, so Smiling Light, look how he's just going to play. He's going to play super aggressive. They know how strong they are now, and they know that they can constantly make these good moves when they have Fiend's Gate. There's not a real easy way for MOUZ to fight back versus this right now.
Oh, he might find Supreme. No, Supreme's quick.
Yeah.
We're sticking around. Yeah, he tries his chance there. Sees if he catches him mid-zip or between the zips.
Hey, the 2 supports now, yeah, they're huge. I mean, Blink's done, Solar Crest is done.
Yep.
The tempo of the game is just accelerated massively. And for MOUZ, delay, they have good ways to stop push, right, with the Coddle, but they have ways to pierce into the backline now very easy with this Blink. Smiling Light is getting, I mean, halfway to an Aghanim, so it's going to be easier for them to go for that too. Now, this is a crisp game so far. Only's got his work cut out for him, and he's playing into so many counters as this first big bristle.
Yeah, and with Supreme kind of falling behind as well. As you mentioned, there's already risks for him this game.
He's got the Orchid. All right, let's see what they need to get something big.
Right, yeah, it allows him to go offensive, but won't allow him to keep himself alive.
Let's see.
Going to try and jump Eki. He's in with the Orchid, but backup's coming in. Supreme, he can't do enough damage to bring down the Lion. The Supernova's going to get focused. They will be able to take out the egg successfully. See if they can get anything more here, MOUZ. They drop down the wall. Smiling Knight is going to opt to Shadow Dance and TPI. He's going to get dragged back by the vacuum, though. Interruption. Eki also getting caught by the silence once again by Supreme. MOUZ, they've found 2.
Nice fight.
So if they can chase on for more, the pit's laid down to hold back any further chase, given the space for Smiling Knight to back out.
They didn't have Stormstormer there. Just a bit too split up. They went a little over-aggressive there. They lose the 2 supports. They don't lose the cores, and now they might actually just be able to get a freebie. Bang in.
Smiling just straight back in. As MOUZ maybe getting a bit ahead of themselves after they picked up a couple of kills.
I think they should have been pretty happy just with the 2 kills. Even though it's just 2 supports, that's, I mean, those are the 2 weak heroes
ready
right
to
now.
start chasing for more. He can start pulling him around Ornit, getting these stacks built up because he's got the Shadow Dance, doesn't want to dive the tier 2.
Saving the pounce always just to be able to have it defensively.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Not bad for MOUZ though.
It's something
Decent
for
fight
MOUZ,
that they got a pretty good situation finding that egg isolated. And yeah, no Stormstormer there, so it was a pretty ideal situation for them to go for that one there. Supreme pushing the limits. And what's his, I mean, I feel like Supreme just has to go BKB next item. I mean, I want him to be able to go like Ags, but he needs BKB versus the Storm and this, I mean, versus all of this different control. And they are starting to get some stuff, right? The pipe is finished up on Forest. Once he gets the mech, also they at least have the match versus that Underlord. So, I mean, the team fight for MOUZ, if they're as a unit, it's still strong. It's just if they start getting picked off even 1 by 1 and stuff, it's going to quickly become problematic how they can actually take a fight. They need the squad. AVULUS, however, can do a little bit easier of kind of duo pickoffs and stuff like that. They're bringing at least 4. They've got the Fiend's Gate at the ready right now, too.
Oh, they're going to need to jump on the Dark Side, but Force is pretty tanky. Going to chop the finger, see if they can burst through him. Backup coming in through the gates. They get the jump in over towards the Cole. That'll be an easy one for Smiling Knight. He takes down Narman.
Force might be able to just get out, though. We'll take the TP. Okay, we'll just TP. So, heads up move. They thought he went through portal, maybe. AVULUS playing fast. Every Fiend's Gate cooldown. I'm just checking every single time that Fiend's Gate's getting to like 10-15 seconds, they actually group up with 3 heroes and look for an aggressive play. So definitely liking the style of aggression that they're putting on. And look at these deep wards that they have. I think neither one of them are actually going to get taken out. One of them has been down for almost 4 minutes or something on the right side to scout the movements, and then that other deep one in the jungle. So they've got great information. They just see the Storm and they just saw the Darkseer.
They're going to have a decent step up in bursts, as just overall damage in the next fight as well. Both supports are closing in on the level 12 for AVULUS.
Yeah. Time for Tormentor. Bristle can do it pretty easy. Who's going to get it? Does Narman get lucky? Bangin gets. I mean, still a decent one, but has gotten nerfed. I would say Narman's is pretty cool this game, just because of how many different things you can do with the recall to match movements. But either way.
Time for a smoke.
Yep, look at Fiend's Gate. 30 seconds coming up. They're actually going to bring Jibe into this smoke.
Bangin. He's going to be the one to tank it. Easy pick off though still for AVULUS.
The mana drain kill. You love to see it.
AVULUS, they can start to swing around towards the mid. I mean, they're going to definitely want to look to pressure these tier 2 towers now. They're getting all the waves pushed in against MOUZ.
Yeah, and I like that they're doing this because they're actually, this is a team that wants to farm triangle, right? MOUZ, their lineup wants to still hit triangle, so anytime they make a move like this and they steal this area, it's pretty impactful versus the Bristleback as well. Because only has a couple of these, you know, a couple of these creeps to farm, and they're actually being taken from the Storm, so whenever they take over that area, they're preventing a lot of farm from him. And they're just going to stick around here for now with the 2 heroes. A DD, or an amp damage, whatever you want to call it. Smiling Knight. A fresh gem also picked up on him, so they're really looking to ramp up the pressure. And he has his Ags, so... Hold it.
See if they want to go for him. They're going to try and get some damage in. Smiling Knight starting things off, popping the Shadow Dance straight away to not get interrupted by anything else coming out. Another pounce forward will make the connection, but cannot stick around to keep doing the damage himself.
He's in.
Now with the backup, they can return as they get the breakdown onto the Bristleback. Supernova's dropped. Allnet is dead. And the tier 2 tower should start to fall there in the mid. They've got the fortification, MOUZ.
Really smart from AVULUS, right? It's like they're literally just preventing the Bristol's like, only like, I need to go there to farm. I need to find these ancients, but they're just waiting for him there. And the vision at the moment for MOUZ, it's lackluster. So yeah, he just walks into 4 heroes.
Yeah,
Team tries to help, but can't.
Yeah, just continuing to get what they want from the map. As MOUZ not able to do too much to slow them down from taking these objectives. They're trying to at least stop the net worth lead growing too greatly. They are getting farm, but still that 6-7k lead persists for AVULUS.
They're getting a lot of these auras online too. I mean, Jibbe, he's going to have... I mean, he can probably go for the Crimson if he'd like to afterwards, because Stormstormer's actually going Shivas. They're going to have almost all of them pretty early on in this game. Damage is already going to be a problem for MOUZ because of that, and they already have to deal with all these disables and counters of the Bristleback, so yeah, these auras are going to hurt even more. And Orochi and Aegis definitely going to hurt on top of that. Not easy, or not really a way for MOUZ to contest this either.
Yeah, just focused on trying to get their next round of items, MOUZ. BKB's nearly there for Supreme.
It'll make him probably not die in the fights, but will he be able to kill heroes? Their damage is becoming pretty non-existent.
Probably during the BKB, Supreme should be able to take out at least one of the supports, right?
He has to. He absolutely has to. They're not the squishiest, though. I see Eki, he took the Pupil's Gift. So he's actually a 1700 HP Lion, and they have a Solar Crest on the Phoenix. So these aren't the most fragile supports by any means. But that's the ideal, right? If he can BKB jump, kill the Lion, that's probably how he wants to start the fight. But yeah, with the mech, with the pipe, it's definitely a pretty big hill to climb. And AVULUS, yeah, just not really many mistakes so far this game.
No, it's looking really
very
good
clean.
There really is, and they've come in and they've done this with something a bit different. You know, they definitely self-admittedly trying out the Slark here. Off the back of what was kind of a vibe from the team, from the players.
Am I the only one seeing error?
No, it's one of the TP effects.
Ah, okay.
I don't think it's intended. But
well, I don't think so. But
it's caused. I mean, it's pretty cool. I'm by an error TP effect.
Well, I saw it yesterday from like a Pango as well too, so I thought it was his innate, but I think it is actually. Yeah, you're right. It's one of these TP effects.
Dude, that would be great. Yeah, obviously the Pango innate is the question mark.
It's the question mark. Imagine it was error.
Error.
Yeah, that'd be pretty hype.
That would be hype. But unless, because I think it's like a team banner TP, unless there's a team error that I'm not aware of.
Oh yeah, maybe that is what someone's design.
Like a team?
Their TP.
You're insulting this team. How do you not know team error fogged? Come on.
My bad.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Well, still 3.5 minutes with this Aegis. They can look to take this final tier 2 tower. Top probably AVULUS. We'll go for some kills. Bottom. Eki, it's got the opening.
Eki's playing so well.
Yeah, this line looks
great.
This
line is owning.
Yeah.
Can we get, we were asking for stuns. There's pucks in every game. Lion on the rise, the stonks.
That's true. All these
Let's go, baby.
These puck pickers better watch out when they're playing up against AVULUS and Eki. I can imagine if there's a puck in the match, Eki's going to be dealing with it.
The panel even mentioned like this morning, they're like, all we want to see is some more stuns, please. We're getting no stuns in these drafts and stuff.
Yeah, Eki's
honestly killing it. In the right place at the right time. The play that they made aggressively onto him bottom when they turned and got those kills too was massive, and they're actually going to start poking high ground. No shard yet on the Viper, but just with their tankiness at the moment, they're just waltzing up.
Now, what do MOUZ do?
They can spam it. They've got the coddle. They can slow it down a little. But they're keeping the catapult alive.
TP's coming in now. But they've scanned this out, AVULUS, just to check if anything was coming in through the trees, and they know with that scan hitting that MOUZ turn up for the defense, so they'll just back off. They know that they've forced MOUZ back into the base. MOUZ, they're going to try and take their chances here with the smoke, see if they can catch AVULUS split up.
Can they catch him split? I mean, the Fiend's Gate is not ready right now for Jibbe, so this is an ideal opportunity.
So Nako, I'm going to get the jump on him with the silence. It's going to get forced to the side, but he will pop to the Orchid. So they get one quick pick. Smiling Knight, he's ready to start fighting back. The ball gets dropped, will get vacuumed down away from the Coal to the low ground. Does he want to go in again? He's still got the Shadow Dance and the Aegis to rely on, but he'll play defensively for now. Pounce back to safety. Supreme is going to try and get a further grab. Turns over towards Stormstormer, but Stormstormer's able to slide up to the high ground with the Hurricane.
Going high ground's hard. Not a bad move, though. Good little aggressive move when they have 5, as we've said. A couple times when they do have 5, they can be strong to get these catches. They did not take the gem, though, so that was the big thing I was focusing on. Eki was able to recover that, and now they're going to look to go back in. Phoenix is respawning.
Oh, and that was, 2 wards were actually dropped down in a very similar position there, so
yeah,
easy gold.
Yep. I mean, those are the team fight wards, You want to fight with vision, so sometimes it happens from the supports. They're both doing their job. Good job, supports. Just too good of a job, because now you get them both dewarded. Supreme. He's got the BKB ready. Eki is in.
Boy, he is. Did he get caught by the silence? Can they keep Eki alive through the silence? They can't. Eki will fall. Supreme keeping his distance. Maybe consider if they want to go back in again.
A little over-aggressive this time for Meki. He's feeling himself for sure, but blinking into 5 does force a Storm BKB. So they could actually get a move after.
They've still got 30 seconds on the Aegis.
Yeah, they could actually get a catch in 70 seconds. So maybe this sacrifice could end up being worth it if they find Supreme during the downtime.
Let's see, how does he want to go for some crazy players, Smiling Knight?
They're glimmering in.
Yeah, using this glimmer for the setup.
Oh, this is cheeky.
Oh, they're not going to get the catch onto the Storm. So we can look towards something else instead. Aegis, 15 seconds till expires. Supreme's gone in, he's got no mana!
He's 200 mana.
He's going to get buffed up just in time by Narman, giving him enough to jump out to the side and get away from this. And that was risky. It pays off though. Supreme able to tease around with them, get out. See how the rest of the team can do. Stormer up on the cliff. Quickly forces down with a Hurricane Pipe.
Aegis reclaimed. Storm is resetting.
See if they can make the jump.
They're recalling Storm.
They're trying to do everything here, AVULUS, to keep Stormer safe, but the impetus damage is coming in.
Here comes Supreme.
And force away, Supreme trying to make the jump over towards Eki, but Eki's too speedy, he's zooming around. Supreme has to turn over towards
Storm's still alive.
But they have to back off now with the Supernova laid down. MOUZ pulling the fight back towards their side of the map, towards their base. AVULUS aren't going to chase. They'll try and poke back in onto Jibe, getting him with the slow from Bengen.
And they're getting replenished constantly, but they're running out of steam anyway. Supreme can't quite commit for these kills, just too much sustain. Pipe, Mech, Sunray, just keeping these heroes up. Storm's back up for fighting shape.
See what he can find, trying to get the catch onto Unit. Eki, he can do it. The stun's there.
And he's facing forward.
Fiend's Gate's laid down, they've got the break, they've easily got the damage. Eki getting the catch once again, that's the carry gone.
And you know what? The death that he had before, that's the back from hell. The debuff duration, the stun and the hex last longer when he comes back to life on the Lion, so that extra bit of disable from his suicide may be coming into play. Wild stuff. Tower's going down. Stormer.
Eki, another catch. And possibly another kill. Is there any saving of Bengen? There is not. And Smiling Knight is ready to go for further targets. They get the Viper Strike down on towards the Dark Sea. Smiling Knight takes out Narman. Seneko finishes off Force. 4 dead. More than enough space for AVULUS to break the base, take this bottom set of racks. And Stormstar, he's ready to start poking on the tier 4s with the shard.
Yeah, it just came out. They want to look to end this. He's stacking up both towers.
I mean, they've got to buy back. Forces in with his. Obviously, Unit wants to wait it out. He'll be back up naturally in a second, but one tier 4's already gone.
Oh, and this is so nice too. Eki can just replenish Stormer while he gets the push going, so he has mana to keep fighting.
And they'll chill out. They don't want to take any risks. Oh.
Whoa.
Supreme.
Careful.
He's trying to get some sort of catch here against AVULUS as they retreat.
They have all. He's got an AC now on Jibe. They literally have them. I mean, they don't have a drum, but they have all the big auras at this point.
They do, yeah. Well, AC on Jibe. They've got the
Shivas, Pipe, Mech. They've got pretty much all the big ones.
It just sounds like a nightmare for MOUZ to try and fight into this.
Especially when you're at this deficit. Like, yeah, your heroes just, you don't have catch, you don't have control, and your damage is just, it's not enough to go through all this. And there we go. Now we have the drums and the boots of bearing, so pretty much every single one of the auras. Now they just need a Vlad's. Get one of those up on somebody, but either way, feeling their strength. Jibe throwing out the tip. They're smoked, ready for the next catch. Shield rune on Stormer for the next fight. Eki. Oh,
he's gonna find him
every time. Love the. Confidence got him killed maybe once or twice, but overall the confidence has been excellent from Eki to make these jumps.
They couldn't stop them on the bottom lane. So if it's going to be the same situation here mid as the tier 3's gone. The Rack's claimed as well.
They can't hit him. They can't walk in.
And in they go, Smiling Knight. Ready to make the jump. They get the stun from Eki in. The Supernova's going to get laid down. They can't kill off the egg, so they've got to be careful how they fight around it. Supreme's trying to commit in with the BKB, but he can't quite kill Eki. Eki survived throughout it all. The illusion from the Dark Seal will finally take him down, but this game looking to be pretty much over and done with soon, as AVULUS just take every single fight back to back. They've got to buy back on Unit. MOUZ, they've got Supreme leading in, trying to put some sort of stop to this all. A Smiling Knight is going to have the Shadow Dance back up in a second, so he can keep fighting. Jibe's getting low, but Supreme gets destroyed by the stacks. Godlike hit.
300 damage.
Knight, and he's ready for more. Jumped in onto Bengen, double kill for him.
50 stacks.
And he can get even more potentially as Eki's ready once more with the setup. Gets him with the catch. On towards Unit. GG is called. AVULUS looking phenomenal here in this game 1.
Overall, a super crisp game, and overall...
More than that. They have no counters for Bristol, for example. And we are gonna be way stronger at every single stage of the game until minute 25 probably. So if we are 10k ahead, we'll win.
All right, well, let's see if that happens. I love the confidence. I love the mentality. Let's throw it over to our casters for game number 2. It's Odie and Fogged.
Thank you very much, Nomad. Yes, getting ready for the action here of Game 2 from MOUZ versus AVULUS. And just it is of MOUZ and Immortal Faith in terms of their approach. They are going all in on the snowball. There's a
balls to the walls.
Immortal Faith, he doesn't care what they've got basically on the other team. He's like, we are going to run you over. Less than 25 minutes. That's the way they're going to go. Do you like that approach, Fogged, or do you think it's a risky one?
It's the really risky one. It's one of the riskiest because it's pretty much you're playing without making mistakes. And that usually does not happen in a lot of these games, especially if teams can be a bit weaker. But they have an idea that they want to play around, and they probably just want to test to see how well it can work. So they're trying it again. You know, there's Bristle to run at you with the Darks here, but yeah, no stuns. Shadow Walk, it's their only stun. Of course, later on, or when, you know, Supreme gets an Orchid, perhaps that'll help a bit versus the Puck, but let's see how these lanes end up going in particular, because if they go rough for MOUZ, I don't know how they recover.
Absolutely, yeah, this Puck, Stormer, had a great game last game on his Viper, and indeed, it looks like it could be another great game from this time around, getting to play the Puck against, yeah, not only just lack of stuns, but also a lineup that's, 4 melee heroes. Like,
exactly.
These fights, you're going to be hitting a lot of people with your spells as a Puck.
Yeah, and overall, like, this lane bottom, this is not easy for Bristle early. I think they picked the Omni Knight to give the heals to try to deter from Olnit dying and stuff like that, but it's not enough. Visage blasts you in the laning phase pretty hard. Later on in the game, it becomes a lot better for the Bristle versus Visage matchup. It used to actually be a counter pick versus Visage, but times have kind of changed. So we'll see how the lane ends up going in particular, because first wave, Bristle just ate 3 Soul Assumption, had to buy a salve and back up. So we'll see how that ends up going.
And would you sort of agree as well with Immortal Faith in terms of the Bristle back, right? They went for this first pick again. This time around, he says they haven't really countered it.
I mean, Troll is pretty good.
Okay.
And that's just, I think that's what he's talking about, is like that becomes the later problem.
Sure.
Post 25 is when the Troll is involved.
25 minutes, there shouldn't be too many issues for the Bristles play.
I mean, kind of. I mean, it depends how this lane ends up going in particular. Like, if he gets killed once or twice, I could see some problems. But if he doesn't, which he probably shouldn't die, then he should be okay. We'll just see how, yeah. We just have to see if he does play cleanly, if Bengen's got the protection. Because then looking at the other lanes too, it's a Chen Troll versus this Bounty Hunter Darkseer. They absolutely can get kills up here as the Bounty Hunter Darkseer if someone steps out of position, in particular the Chen, but overall, Smiling Light should have pretty much free farm as this Troll Warlord.
And I feel like one thing you can definitely tell, or I would imagine, so with these teams like AVULUS, when they pick the Troll in these conditions, it very much says that they, bottom lane, blood grenades out.
One more quill.
With the quills, they'll get it. First blood for Unit. Things going as they'd hoped for, hitting the safe lane from MOUZ to start things off. But yeah, when you see a team pick the Troll, I feel like that is the hero that you pick when you say, yeah, we know that you're going to try and win the game in 25 minutes or so, and we feel that you're not going to do that. And then beyond that, this is kind of the perfect hero to just play out the game and carry out in a situation where the other team has kind of lost to themselves past a certain timing.
Sure, and also, I mean, on top of the fact that Aghanim's is super valuable this game, right, because he's playing versus the Darkseer, so the Dispel is always super nice. And even versus GA, yes, if you put Repel, then GA, you can't Dispel with Aghanims, but yeah, there's a lot of merits, I would say. So yeah, I agree. It's like, this is a hero that if it gets to these later stages, he will likely just take over
sure.
and carry. So.
And would you imagine as well nowadays, we saw on the Trolls the other day, that you do just go for the Battle Fury build every time now, or?
This I still don't know.
Yeah.
This I'm still quite a little bit of a question mark.
And we'll see which way Smiling Knight wants to go. Again, you know, worth noting as well, you know, we saw him on the top tier, Grandmaster tier Slark. This is another one of his heroes that he has at that max level of proficiency, so every reason to expect good stuff coming out from him, particularly after that performance in last game where he didn't die at all. I mean, honestly, with how much I feel like the panels like in the draft and stuff coming out from AVULUS, this could be one of those series where he may just not die at all. Right?
Could definitely be one.
He's got sort of the platform to really pop off today.
And Stormstormer, he only died the once last game, I think it was? Maybe twice? I can't remember. Either way, he died either once or twice. This is also a game where, versus 0 stuns, the Puck could also maybe not die.
That's true, yeah, it just died the once.
So, yeah, there's definitely chances if, you know, if they don't snowball on MOUZ, that there could be a zero death puck, a zero death troll. So yeah, we'll have to see how these snowballs end up happening. Level 3 is hit top. They're going to glyph the wave. They're trying to take advantage of this double wave onto Smiling Knight, and they should be able to kill him with these ion
this should
shells.
be a pretty good
But
dive.
Norman! Oh my god.
Okay. Had that bit of burst heal to protect himself and indeed make sure they get the kill without losing anything themselves. This is exactly what MOUZ need in this early game. See if they can do anything bottom. A bit of a dive over towards trying to take down Yulnit. It's very, very low. But they've got to be careful around these quill sprays. How they continue to commit for him. Bangan's going to be able to help deal with Jibbe. Jibbe's gone.
They're playing these lanes nice.
They are indeed. They're not letting AVULUS get anything much against them. And Narman's in to put a stop to Seneco's attempt to escape through the twin gate. 4-0, 2K lead. Everything so far going to plan for MOUZ.
This bottom lane's playing it really nicely. They both, everyone's learning how to play Birth of Visage more and more, of course, too. It's just raindrops always immediately at 3. They brought extra regen. Yeah, that first few waves did hurt a little bit, but then afterwards, they played this one perfectly. With Bangan behind, it blocks a lot of the damage, too. Now, Bangan's actually looking to get aggressive himself up top. They'll be able to bring 3 with the ion shells.
A little low on the mana for the two of them for some Narman.
The Tusk is also rotating Eki.
They're going to surround Smiling Knight. The axes are out. They've got good burst. Drag back with the vacuum. Smiling Knight surrounded. The snowball save comes in.
There's no
He's able to step back, turn, and take down Narman with the help of Seneko and Eki. Now with the shards out onto Bangan. He's also going to get punished as well. MOUZ.
Great move.
They need this early game to be flawless. A couple of mistakes, giving up a couple of kills to AVULUS.
And that Wrath of Nature did not get the bounces I think he wanted to. They also had raindrops, so they were fine. Seneko does end up taking both kills, so a little bit of a whoopsie there. Doesn't end up giving to the trolls, but nice rotation. And yet, they ran out of mana. They didn't have an Ion Shell on any of the heroes, actually, so the damage completely stopped once they got on top of him when he got axes out. So, all right, that 2K lead, gone completely after that move. Looking to make it again. I mean, this is how they have to play. They have to thrive on chaos. I think Narman just has to make moves constantly. Him and Bangan. Bangan probably not as much, just sitting behind the bristle, but...
And look at this pressure meant from AVULUS. They're ready to start making plays themselves. Supreme's going to try for the TP out within the Sprout.
Nope.
He's not going to get away. Stormstormer's in with the damage. Has that regen rim pumping as well, so it could keep the pressure on towards the tower.
That's actually pretty cool at the point. I didn't say it for some, even though I saw it like 5 times. He went tag team. So, a little bit different. Even though Drinking Buddies got nerfed, it's still super powerful. Wanted to play around this. So kind of cool. Bottom, are they going to look to react to this? Or are they going to look to steal the Wisdom rune? I see AVULUS is setting up to steal the Wisdom, perhaps, with Stormstorm and Seneko. Narman also trying to steal Wisdom.
Jibbe, see if Eki can do anything to bail them out of this. He's going to drop the shards. Nice sharp block, holds back the 2 of them.
Narman, he's going for the Wisdom.
And is he going to get the pickup? No, Eki's able to secure it. Now he can turn. Another snowball comes out, but they're outnumbered now, AVULUS. Eki and Jibbe, they're in a whole world of hurt here as both of them taken out. MOUZ, they'll strike back. The aggression back to working off in terms of getting the kills, taking these towers.
Force also got Seneko, so they got 3 kills. They lost their Wisdoms, but they get some good kills to kind of benefit and almost counteract that XP that comes out. Like, sometimes when you take the double Wisdoms and you die, it's super worth it. This one, it actually seems kind of even, if not better, for MOUZ with that exchange. Playing their own game. Mortal Faith said it himself so far. This early game, it's looking pretty decent. Not spectacular, but that last situation versus Jibbe, now they've shut this Visage down hard.
Yeah.
Not level 6. Bottom net worth of the cores. Has yet to find a kill with that death toll. Might see him start rotating. I've seen, 33 was the one who did it the most at TI, where if his lane wasn't the best as Visage, he started playing roaming Visage. And he just started playing with that Soul Assumption to catch back up, so maybe we could see something like that, but we'll have to see what Jibbe wants to do.
You're now able to get some good farm up with the stacks. All 3 cores of MOUZ. In a very good spot for this first 8 minutes of farming.
Yep, and Narman just gets Ion Shelled up, so he has kill threat, even though he's just like level 4 bounty, which looks kind of pathetic. It's a level 3 Ion Shell already, so can definitely start threatening into these supports a bit, or just farming jungle a little bit. Smiling Knight shows they might make the aggressive move up here.
They've got the setup with the wall. TP coming in as well. He has the battle trance. They should be able to kite it out, though, with the 4 of them. And take him down. Indeed, Smiling Knight. Oh! Nearly brings down Bangan with him, but won't quite do so. So the kill's a kill. They don't lose anything themselves. They can get back on with the pressure. Supreme being able to just turn up and really help the team take these early tier 1 towers. 9 minutes in,
I like this move.
they've already been able to take, well, this is going to be the 3rd and final tier 1 tower. So all outer towers here, tier 1's gone. Kills continue as they're able to find the movement across the map towards Seneko with Unit ready to play everywhere. You know, he's inside their jungle 9 minutes in. This is the sort of pressure that you expect to see from MOUZ when they go with this style.
When they go with this draft, absolutely. I mean, you have no stuns, so you have to just thrive on Chaos. Chaos is definitely what they're providing right now. Supreme, he still is pushing top, and he has revealed his item build. He's shown the Javelin. He's shown the Gloves of Haste, so it's not an Orchid.
Okay.
So it's literally just them playing their full style, not looking to address the puck. So
I imagine that he'll go straight for the Gleipnir, right?
I'd imagine so, yeah. At least it'll give them some extra catch, some way to chase in particular. But yeah, just not looking for an answer. I mean, Stormstormer could definitely take advantage of that a lot.
Scanning.
Yeah, really just as a question of whether you feel this is enough from like the first 10 minutes. Is it enough?
It's not bad. It's not bad. But they need to get the ball. They can't like really slow down too much when they get any of these, like any one of these one items. It's go time. Like one item, pick up the Maelstrom, make an aggressive move. And I think overall for Narman, I think it's just like he has to literally just be looking to play to make moves constantly on the bounty. Just give information. He's trying to finish 6 mid. That's fine. But afterwards, I just want to see him playing Shadow Walk constantly, just to keep tabs. Where do you go from here now, right?
That's the thing, right?
You've got all the wards,
ones.
you've got the tier 1s down, you have vision of literally everything. It's what do you want to do next on MOUZ?
And who's the one to set it up? As you said, with Narman, pressure's on him.
It's like Narman around Force until Olnid feels ready. And then they can always TP in with Supreme to have that 3rd hero or 4th hero follow up.
I mean, is it too much like to just kind of group up and just try and force a tier 2?
Yeah, I don't think that's a good idea.
You know, that's what, just too deep on the enemy side of the map and too early.
Then they can just split up and you just get out farmed, and you're not really going to push it that hard, so.
On him.
It's like Narman around Force until Olnid feels ready. And then they can always TP in with Supreme to have that 3rd hero or 4th hero follow up.
I mean, is it too much like to just kind of group up and just try and force a tier 2?
Yeah, I don't think that's a good idea.
You know, that's what, just too deep on the enemy side of the map and too early.
Then they can just split up and you just get out farmed, and you're not really going to push it that hard, so. At this point, it's about trying to maximize, but also continue applying some pressure. Right now, the pressure is alleviating, so that net worth, it's starting to, dwindle down from 2K down to 1 constantly, because Troll gets to sit back and farm. Chen gets to sit back and farm. Tusk even hitting jungle, too. So everyone on the side of AVULUS is just, they're hitting creeps, and they're not getting punished for it right now.
Yeah, that is definitely the concern, I feel, from MOUZ's side of things. They got to do something.
They're going to ramp it up again here. So Narman, level 6, he's trying to scout some stuff. Can they turn it into anything, though? They'll be able to steal some stack. This is a good invasion play. The rotations are coming, though.
Yeah, they want to try and force them away. Unit, can he stick around long enough to clean up the stack?
Don't stick around too long.
Well, they got the sharp block. And as it was, I don't think he was able to actually get any of them right. He ended up just bringing them very low, so it's very easy for the side of AVULUS to actually just clean up the job. Unit steps back in.
He's taking a lot of damage.
I mean, the Dream Car's out here onto the 3 of them. They're going to step forward with the burst. Snaker's able to heal himself up, pops the Hand of God. TP's coming in on the back line. So he's going to hold back on that Supreme. He knows there's no fight to be had here, as they've just got to run on the side of MOUZ. Shards coming out, another nuke thrown down the way of Force. Punch up, they'll get the catch on a Force.
Uh-oh. Big uh-oh.
It's concerning, Fogged.
Can't make a mistake with this draft, and this is a big one.
Yep.
Oh boy, Stormstormer gets 2 of them, and they can turn it into a tower immediately.
It really does feel so rough. Even though it's kind of like just a 1K, 2K gold lead, it's just the nature of MOUZ's draft, having this sort of a slip up.
It's like you can't, like this is maybe the one mistake that you can kind of allow. If there's another one, the game is going to get really, really difficult for them in an instant. So they can't make another one of these mess-ups. Sticking around too long, maybe just anticipating that the GA and stuff would save them, but it's a lot of magic burst, too, that's coming out. The Soul Assumption started flying, the stuns.
I mean, it was a tough call to make, right? Because they were so close to killing that Ancient stack. It's like, how... To be able to sort of make the call to just back off from that and fully retreat, it's so hard to do because you're so close to cleaning it up and stealing it.
But is it, that's what I'm saying, like, when I was saying, like, what do they do next? Is that the move that you really want to do? You're contesting a triple Ancient stack. is that the actual best option to do with 5 heroes and force an engagement that you end up like just giving them the game back completely? So I just, yeah, I don't know. It's a tough call, of course, for where MOUZ wanted to go, but.
Now, Smiling Knight's going to be very ready to fight, right? The Axe Rush is nearly complete.
Yep. He's just going to show up to every single one of them. Be able to Dispel versus the Ion Shell versus... I mean, that's a lot of the damage, too, early. Ion Shell actually is one of their bigger damage sources in the early game. If it's just constantly getting Dispelled, they're going to be problematic. And then the GA, of course, too. If it's not repelled, you can only repel one target, so... Armin?
Under the sentry. TP's coming in.
Uh-oh.
This could be a little bit of a freebie. It will be.
Did he Waning Rift push him instead of pulling him in? Come on, Stormstorm. Either way, he had a dust, so it was a free kill for him. He's got the... he doesn't have the blink yet, but on his way toward it on this puck. Top net worth. So far, the plan for AVULUS, it's working. For MOUZ, they had a little bit of advantage early, but they can't make another mistake. They can't make another team mistake.
How on earth do they start to get that net worth advantage again? Like, team fights aren't going to be easy. Getting objectives now are going to become infinitely more difficult.
I think just wait for Olnit's Ags and then maybe try to force an engagement around like a Roche and stuff like that could be one of those type of plays. But yeah, they're getting their timings. They're hit already. Jibei's got the boots of the bearing, so he can disengage versus the 0 stun lineup. Very valuable to have this item versus 0 stuns. And they've got the Ags on the Troll now, so they've got 2 of the big items that they wanted, at least in the early game, to match up. And it's 15 minutes. And yeah, MOUZ, the team that's behind. Seneko smoked up with a mech. And also looking at, I mean, there's not too many builds you can do on Darkseer, but he's going pipe. But there's a lot of hybrid damage on the side of AVULUS.
And
they're feeling strong.
Yeah, they can just start running at MOUZ as soon as they see them up on the map banging. He's going to get left behind.
GA's for himself.
Pop the GA to try and live, but there's no surviving this one.
Oh, this game is rough. Even though it's just that 2-3K. Immediately just gets the Dispel on the GA. I mean, he's dead anyway, but now there's no GA. There's a long cooldown early. Nearly 2 minutes.
Really is. Yeah.
And they're starting to lose control.
They really are. They went all in.
And they can't even force the Roche now. It's actually AVULUS who can probably go and just take the Roche themselves. So MOUZ, where do they go with objectives? They've got Gleipnir now, I think, done. So, I mean, this has to be some Gleipnir to get, like, a full 5-man wipe or something, but... Easy Roche.
And they're going to smoke and try and make the run over to Ward's Rush.
Will they make it? Only got 3 heroes.
They might make it, but it's a question of whether they can get here and then actually win the fight. No GA, as you say.
No NP ult either. They're starting to TP in. He's going to scout.
Can they make a steal happen? If they get in there now, they might have a chance. They'll drop down the Sprout.
Radiant Roche!
I think he got the last hit with the Gleipnir.
He did.
But the Aegis still picked up by Smiling Knight. He's able to get the Battle Trance off as well.
Olnit's here with Ags.
MOUZ, they're going to try and fight into this. The Hand of God comes out. Olnit trying to take down Seneko. He will fall.
Okay.
They'll get a kill out of this. MOUZ, can they get anything more?
Might be able to get Smiling Knight too. He's isolated.
They're going to have to try and get him twice. Does have the Aegis. He's going to get caught in the Sprout. And kill him off the once on the backline. Stormstormer gets caught by the Gleipnir. The root's there, but he's able to all jump to the side. He's out, but they're able to chase him down with the quill sprays. They'll kill Stormstormer. Now they're making it work.
Oh,
Olnit, he's straight in and he's straight out. They turn with the burst. He's gone, but a lot of damage was done with the quills. Snowball over, but he's solo here. Akis hits the stick charge off, but the right clicks from Supreme will find him. And MOUZ getting something out of that fight for sure. They're able to turn up, steal, I believe I said the Gleipnir damage, getting the last hit on the Roshan, and taking not a bad fight after it. They immediately removed the Aegis from Smiling Light and are able to find some good trades. They get the big kill, Stormstormer.
Supreme played that really well. He actually was able to survive pretty much during all of it. Olnit comes in through Portal as he gets the Ag, so the timings actually did hit for them to contest it. Not bad.
It's something.
It's something they needed to have.
They needed this big time. Yeah, look at this Gleipnir. Bam!
Yeah. Nice fact, too. And then you see Olnit's coming through the portal, and it's literally as the courier delivered the Aghanim. So, yeah, it was pretty ideal timing for him to be able to get that set. And you see Supreme on the sidelines. He was playing pretty careful of how he got caught in the midst of everything, because that's kind of how he has to versus Troll. And he played nicely. So.
As we'll see if this sort of engagement is enough to shake the game up enough to allow MOUZ to get back on track.
It was big that they got
25-minute beatdown that they're hoping for.
Yeah, it was big that they got that, you know, like you said, the Roche last hit 2 on Supreme, because then he is going to go for the Orchid afterwards, so maybe he will actually have the answer for Stormstormer pre-Yules. Aki did a nice little play there. That was a little small thing, but he snowballed to survive and bought the blink during it, so he didn't lose gold. So, little thing that
MOUZ
was able to do.
keeping this pressure, of course.
Stormstormer is coming up behind, taking the portal. Big fight coming out here. All 10 heroes setting up.
They're trying to lead in onto Smiling Knight, but under the tier 2, it's not easy. They get the track out to Stormstormer. Narman will get the opening. Phase shift on the orb. Supreme's ready to try and chase
Oh,
the
vacuum
catch.
2 on the hill.
Yeah, they're going to turn towards him. Indeed, they're going to TP straight out. Jibbe and Smiling Knight. Jibbe will get out. Smiling Knight as well, also able to get back off the hill to the tier 2 tower. Now they can look to fight. They move over the Dream Cores down. 3 of them. Smiling Knight steps forward. He's in on top of Supreme. And they have to be careful because Unit's running down the backlines, causing issues here for Jibbe and Seneko. Unit staying in on top of the Chen, trying to finish off this kill. He's getting held back by the stun of the center and the root. In fact, he's the one who's dying. Smiling Knight's focusing down the bristle. They've killed Unit off.
They split each other up. They both started to go for backline targets.
I think AVULUS, they'll certainly be happy with this. Yeah, indeed, as you say, they lose Stormstormer, but they're getting the bigger kills. You know, MOUZ, they can't really take trades. They definitely can't take losing team fights if they want to keep this advantage.
And Jibbe got both.
Slips away again.
Jibbe got the Soul Assumption last hits on, I believe, the last 2 targets. I think he even got one on maybe something else too, so he got a big surge of gold there. That was a cool play from Stormstormer. He literally gave his life for them to isolate the Bristleback. I think he knew he was probably going to end up dying with how aggressive he ended up playing, going for the kill in the back. But yeah, it separated the Bristle.
Unit had to spend so much time just trying to chase down Seneko on the Chen.
Yeah.
And it was just too much.
It was resummoned Bird Stun, I believe, that ended up saving him there. Jibbe with some nice plays. Jump forward, Eki. Sees a target. Immediately back into it.
Yeah, they're ready to dive in the tier 2s, or at least tease around with the idea of it. MOUZ, they will have Supreme back up in a second. AVULUS, they'll respect that.
Stormstormer coming in. A fresh pipe finished on Jibbe for this fight.
Supreme, he's got a TP right in the middle of them. He's ready to go. He's going to try and lead in on towards the pipe, but Supreme, he turns up and he dies immediately.
Oh, way too aggressive.
And now they're dragged back onto the 4 of them. AVULUS, they can chase down more. They're in onto Bengen.
Oh, devastation.
That was a rough way to try and start the play there. Supreme feeling a bit more stronger than he is, Fogged, I think, in that moment.
Big slip up. Own it now. In trouble.
Core spray damage is stacking up.
Now, Smiling Knight did it again, by the way. He went, I didn't point it out before, he went Mage Slayer again. So really liking this build versus the Bristle. Just reducing the quill damage just from hitting him, putting that debuff on him is pretty interesting. Because sometimes that Bristle can like turn and kill 3-4 heroes. He had Mage Slayer debuff, so the damage is just so much less. That was just way too aggressive from Supreme.
Able to take the Tormentor as well. I mean, Narman, he knows that they're a little bit low.
7k lead now. AVULUS getting their timings hit. And there's only 3 minutes and 30 seconds left, according to Immortal Fate, that they had to be able to take this one. And it's looking grimmer and grimmer after that last fight. This Troll has finished up, I believe, yeah, 2 full items after the last few fights. Top of the net worth.
Yeah, a great fighting build from Smiling Knight.
I really like this build. I'm so happy he did this instead of something like that Battle Fury. I think he understood that MOUZ's lineup is looking to play on Snowball and stuff like that. So, I mean, the Ags is kind of natural, but this Mage Slayer kind of pickup is, yeah, it's really cool. It reduces so much of the damage of MOUZ.
This guy's just chilling on the cliff.
He's stuck. Free ward.
There you go. Oh, MOUZ. Another smoke. It's going to come to an end, though. So.
This is a much harder fight now that AVULUS has picked up all these items, too.
Does start to feel like the next fight from MOUZ might be the last.
Could be. It really could be. Eki.
They're going to get the punch up onto Unit.
Nice play with shards.
Splitting him for the rest of the fight. They'll respect the quills. Step back for now, AVULUS. Smiling Knight ready to get back in over towards Unit. Down to half HP. They'll get the drag back here with a vacuum on the 3 of them. The wall drop down as well. Supreme It's going to get chased off to the side here. Jibbe sending the familiars. Eki's able to get the trap with the shard. Sprout will hold back Eki, but Supreme is still in trouble. The Dream
coil
down
on board.
through. The Smiling Knight stepping up. They've got some protection for Supreme, but it's not enough. Supreme's out. They'll lose Narman as well.
Done and dusted. No way to take fights. Hold it. Isolated again.
Eki's still playing around with Unit, buying time for the rest of the team to connect over and kill the Bristle off as well. I mean, Eki dies for this, but he does not mind at all. Gives his life there to play around with Unit and secure another kill for AVULUS.
Oh my god, Jibbe's getting every kill. Now he's top net worth from these assumptions as well. Oh my goodness. A devastating fight, really. I mean, they got, what, 4-man Dream Coil from Stormstormer. Pretty much perfect way to isolate everybody. Yeah, that probably was the last hurrah there, an attempt there from MOUZ.
It definitely feels like it.
Just, yeah, playing it really smart together, knowing their timings, knowing their itemization. Very clever stuff.
We'll see what MOUZ can try and go for next. They're 10k gold behind.
I'm so glad I'm seeing more Mage Slayer. I was saying in the green room to you also, like, you know, we saw like so much Sand King and everything at TI, and some people were picking up Mage Slayer and pipes, but I think this item is criminally underrated in a lot of times. Such a good fighting item for a lot of these cores. So far, AVULUS, I mean, this game they have it on the Troll, but last game they had it on 2 cores. Definitely fits the archetype that they want to play around. And now they're actually the team with the 10,000 gold lead at that 25-minute mark, so.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Firm control of this game. Full AC soon on the horizon for the Visage as well, so even more damage prevention versus the Bristleback. Yeah, just everything continuing to go their way. Narman trying to find someone out of position here. Eki, they got him.
It's something.
It's something. It's a track.
Eki's, you know, he's been pretty annoying for them, so.
Yep.
He's been causing a lot of issues this Tusk.
But
so he's taken out for 30 seconds. So if that means that MOUZ could do anything with this.
Steal some Ancients. They might actually walk in to catch him. They have this ward on the high ground. They're going to look for the Omni instead. I thought they were going to like mass TP to get this Bristleback, to be honest with you, because they had the ward to see him. I guess because the Omni was kind of close, they didn't want to just commit everyone. But... And I guess Tusk was dead. But...
Unit's still playing around this area.
Bloodstone's done.
You're going to have that incredible amount of sustain.
And with the hairball, it is pretty absurd how much you can do. Still, yeah, just struggling to see how the team fights overall. If they can somehow do some type of crazy execution, but just playing into all these auras, it's getting harder and harder. So many different forms of save that AVULUS have done for each other. And yeah, Supreme in particular, I mean, Supreme just has to have a fight where he can actually stand his ground and get a lot of attacks off. Like, he really just can't put himself in the front of the lines.
I'm sorry you mentioned this, but we were testing this the other day. The Purge, it does take, because he's got the Purge creep.
It doesn't work.
It doesn't work.
It does not
can't take off the repel or anything. No.
Unless it's something that doesn't work in demos. I was testing out everything. So what Owen is relating to is the Satyr Banisher, the Purge. Some people were saying that it pierces the repel, but as far as we tested yesterday, it does not. Either way, whatever. They're gonna get this Roche. It is a sneaky play. They can kind of ignore the Bristle and go for everyone else.
I mean, they're doing, yeah, exactly that. Smiling Knight's just trying to go straight for Bengen. The Dream Core is going to catch on to the two of them nicely. Allows them to take down Bengen. Force also falling low, but he's able to put the heal back off.
Look, they're just kiting him.
Completely trapped and kited here by Eki with the shards. Just holding the Bristle off to the side. Supreme TP's in. We'll get the Gleipnir opening over towards Seneko. Unit heading back over. He's starting to fall low though. Yule's Unit here. Stormstorm will continue to just control Unit. He's trying to bring down Seneko, but another shards hold him back. The Bloodstone heal coming into play a little bit. Actually sort of counterplayed by the Snowball, taking away all the targets that he was trying to hit with the Quill Spray. So Unit slowly but surely taken down the once.
AVULUS is playing this fight beautifully. I mean,
Smiling
they're dancing
Knight's on a cliff.
Oh, whoopsie.
And has no TP. It's on its way out. So he's going to have to spend a bit of time up here.
They identified
they
the
could
problem.
snowball him down.
Yeah,
there we go, yeah.
They were like, oh, okay, Bristle has Aegis. Kill everyone else. Kite him. Yes, he's durable, but his damage, if we're just able to play around it, it's not as much as usual.
Yeah. It was a nice move from us. They get the Aegis.
It was a good move. It was.
But
it was the best move.
It definitely seems like we're very much seeing into practice the fact that even if they can make these plays like this whilst behind, just because of their lineup against Avulus's lineup, things aren't necessarily getting any easier with any of these moves.
No, it's just getting, in fact, feels harder and harder because more of these items are coming. You know, we mentioned the AC. Now it's actually delivered on Jibbe, and they're going to have a Silver Edge soon. They left a tier 3 token, though, so we'll call them out on that one on the Ancients on the left side. So someone's not going to have a tier 3. Stormstormer in.
And he's found Supreme. Shard's down as well. He's going to try for the TP out, and he'll make it. Nothing to put a stop to that one. And look at a Smiling Knight.
He's got this constant dispel.
It's very hard to go on the troll right now. Yunit's going to try. Turns with his back with a jump in from Eki. Punch up as well. He pops the Bloodstone. It's healing him up a little bit. Is it enough to help him turn this fight around, Unit? He'll start backing away. The wall's been dropped down by MOUZ.
Trapped again.
He's going to get forced out to safety.
Stormstormer.
So very low. Another jump in burst as well. Unit, can he get back to the high ground? He can. They'll keep the Bristle alive.
Okay. He survives. They had to commit a lot to be able to protect him, but will be able to survive nonetheless. Does have that fresh plate mail he picked up from earlier. And that is the neutral item that they left. More auras coming out. Greaves about to be finished, but yeah, even more so, just this troll Ags versus not even just the Darkseer, the Bristle. There's no goo. He's just dispelling it. So you can't actually get him stacked up as much as usual. Smiling Knight, he wants his neutral, or maybe wants a kill too.
Oh.
Supreme. Oh, a free gift.
I mean, Unit's charging in. A little bit scary to head into their side of the map, though.
So Nico just suicided his creeps to the tier 3 tower bottom. I thought I was missing something. Oh, whatever. Just sent like 2 or 3 of them to die. Oh well, maybe one a different creep. Probably was the case. So on top of all the auras we're mentioning with AC, Greaves, etc., other things we always have to do as well too, like Mage Slayer, but then also the Chen. All these crazy auras he's now starting to provide from the creeps. He's got the Alpha Wolf, he's got the Wild Wing Ripper, he's got the movement speed, and he's got the Centaur Cloak. So even more damage mitigation, even more damage increase for the team too on top of everything. MOUZ. Smiling Knight's right on top of them. And he gets the first hit route.
Yeah, they're onto Force. They've just got to leave him.
First or second hit route there. Looking to catch more. Stormstormer.
Another coil.
That's a bit of a... Hey, that's a pretty deep one on the Bristleback. If it was a support, maybe, but...
I'm not going to be able to do anything with that, so... just Force out for 30 seconds. MOUZ continuing to sort of hold on in this game.
But that's all it feels like.
Yeah.
They're just
They're
holding on. They're just holding on. Silver Edge finished now for Smiling Knight 2. Level 20's been hit. Even more armor. Even better versus Bristle. And these wards, they're actually seeing Supreme. And they see Bangin. And it's his ultimate. MOUZ, gotta run.
Smiling Knight.
Middle tower is under attack.
Trying to get in on them. And he'll find the break on towards Unit. They've got a bit of control. He's still pretty tanky. Has the buff up from Bangin with the Rebel and GA. Now they'll turn over towards the Tusk. They bring down Eki. They can't for now. He's going to get dragged back into the wall. Eki's still alive. Oh, you're trying to kill him, but he's having the snowball off. And Smiling Knight's in on top of Supreme. Getting a bit low himself. Just to let the battle tries to fall back, and he'll pop it, but he's caught in the Sprout. Kind of stuck awkwardly amongst his own team Shard and the Sprout. Now he'll start backing away, but the Glide near catches him with the Root Silence, but is able to take off with the illusions. And now Smiling Knight still surviving, having to stand precision in the Sprout once more.
He's getting blocked by his own creeps.
And the Dream Core's dropped down on 2, and then they're ready to get back in. Eki's got the kick back on, and Supreme jump forward for Stormstormer. They haven't got enough damage to kill Supreme off, but they do have enough to bring down Unit. It's the Bristles out for 50 seconds. They're diving into the base now. Bangan's gone. MOUZ having to get straight back to the fountain. Climbing into the silence, and Sprout, it is there. Yours is available though. Stormstormer ready with the counterplay. Bangan's going to buy back. Supreme forced back to the fountain, but Force, he's out. They're trying the best they can here, MOUZ, in the position that they're in. But very little to be done really to slow AVULUS down. And it's taking AVULUS a while to get these kills, but they are getting them eventually.
I mean, Bristle got, I think he had like 20 debuffs or something, so when he got repelled, he had 4,700 life from the bonus strength. As soon as it wore off, though, Big damage came in. AVULUS also just showing they can play the kite and kind of dance around the fights beautifully. Yes, they drop like half HP on several of these heroes, but they're kind of just playing around them, playing with their food versus MOUZ. MOUZ 2 seconds till Illnit does respond.
Wacky. He's in. Stormstorm as well, able to get the waiting rift silence onto the three of them. Back to the fountain, but the soul assumption from Jime finishes Narman off.
Gleipnir hits. Can they chase anyone out? Seneko?
Yunus trying. Smiling Knight is in with the break hit. Sprout to hold back Eki. Get the repel off, and now with the wall drop down, they're ready to start running back. Good back, one of the three of them. Stormstorm are getting low. Seneko, the heal will be popped. Seneko's still alive. Yunus going to turn towards the Sprout, will catch him. They'll get at least Seneko, but they weren't quite able to finish off Stormstormer.
Can they chase more? I think you got to kind of at least attempt to chase for another catch.
They'll get Eki. Well, they should. He's got the snowball.
He's got the blink.
Oh, the blink as well. Into the tree. He tries for the TP, but they see him. So they get the two supports. MOUZ
did something.
Again, they get something, but the racks, of course, were lost.
Yep.
The game continues to get harder.
And the sadder thing, too, it's not even a bounty that's there, so it's not track kills, but a nice vacuum. Very nice vacuum from Force. I believe he just had gotten the blink dagger, so he got that positioning to get 3-4 heroes, but not quite enough. They need to get so much more out of these fights. Can't just get supports. They got to get one of these cores. And they just keep slipping away, really. Like Smiling Knight, I think, dropped to like 20% HP 2-3 times. Stormstormer as well. Pushing the limits of their heroes. Supreme, all in on aggression. Sprout leash is online now too. Could perhaps help with a couple more situations, but as we see there, another aura for the side of AVULUS.
AVULUS, if they want to play it safe, they could look to just take the Roche.
Yep, probably the next best objective. Smiling Knight has a full, he almost has a full Satanic as well. Probably just smoke up. Probably look for a fight or go for that Roche, one or the other. Does end up working out there for AVULUS. MOUZ. Super difficult for them to head on fight and just kill any of the cores. Just killing the cores is the issue. And even killing the supports is going to start getting harder. I mean, Seneko is incredibly tanky. Smiling Knight.
Stormstorm's in.
He's got Yules.
He's been caught by the silence, but indeed he's able to blink out freely thanks to the shield broom protecting him. Smiling Knight steps up. Shards have caught Force in a bit of an awkward spot. I managed to get the trap on him. Yunit separates from the rest of the team. The Dream Core's down on the three of them on the back lines. Yunit's going to get buffed up again, holds his ground here with the quills.
Repel's wearing off. Those shards are trapping everybody.
I mean, they can't get
it's
back
5
to their
heroes.
Base. They're completely trapped out of the base and they're forcing back. They're desperately trying to get there. It's a 4-man. Familiar Stone coming out for the double drop in from Jime. They're trying to get back, but they're just not letting them in. They're going to lose Narman.
I've never seen
Force
that
as well. But yeah, Eki this series, he's been an absolute nightmare.
What the? I've never seen a 5-man shard trap, 4-man familiar stun. Holy moly.
I think it's just going to be the cleanup now here from AVULUS inside the base. Stormstormer with the triple.
I mean, what a series for Eki. His lion was next
on his lion and his tusk. This guy's good.
Yeah, this was really good plays from him on both of them. Just the control. Honestly, I don't know how many times I saw in this game the shards just trapping a bristle. Snowball saves. Some pretty damn good teamwork as GG is called.